What you doing here?
I'm just here to see my son.
He busy.
What do you mean he's busy?
He's busy.
Where's my son?
He's busy. I just told you he's busy.
Who is that?
His dad.
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
What do you mean his dad? Come here. Who are you?
I'm his dad.
What do you mean his dad? Hey, who's your dad?
It's called you.
What do you mean? Give me my son, bro. Give me my son.
bro.
Give me my son. What are you doing?
The choice to have children with someone. Listen, you get divorced, all they can really do is take your stuff, and you can always make more money. Like, I don't mean to be glib about that, but it's just money, and money offers real solutions to imaginary problems and imaginary solutions to real problems. So I think money's a good thing to have. I've been poor, and then I've had money, and having money's better. But I got to tell you, when you have a kid with somebody, God, they have leverage over you. It's unbelievable the leverage they have over you. Because most people love their kids, more than anything. It's like the most profound kind of love they've ever experienced. And, when you have a co-parent who hates you pathologically, I have seen people use children to just torture someone for 18 years, but even past that, it's a lifetime. Yeah.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. On today's episode, we're going to talk about a very serious topic, and it concerns having children. More importantly, is who you're having these children with. And since this is a male-oriented channel, I'm speaking from the man's perspective, and it's critically important for men because once the seed is dropped, you lose all control over how the child is going to either come into this world or not come into this world. At the end of the day, gentlemen, it is important and an imperative that you pick and choose a partner wisely. Do not let, I say again, do not let your 15 to 30 minutes of pleasure end you up in a lifetime of misery. Case in point.
Have you in fact complied with the turnover order in this matter? And I say that only because the most recent motion, the plaintiff had contained in paragraph 17 of the motion various texts from you, in fact, demonstrated or showing that you do not have the intent to comply with the court orders in this matter.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
I did return Bella for visitations with her father until she was abused by her father physically. She came home with cuts to her mouth.
Here we go again.
That were confirmed by her pediatrician. And then that is when I stopped.
Okay. Is my understanding from reading the motion that CPS was involved and they did not substantiate. Is that correct?
They were at the doctor's office when the doctor showed them and confirmed to them the cuts on our daughter's lips. However, whether they followed their protocol for child abuse or not, I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, well, I can only assume, I don't know, but I assume that they followed their protocol as they're required to do. Well, I guess the main point is, are you in fact refusing to turn the child over to the plaintiff?
Well, as of right now, yes. The plaintiff, Mr. Back, has pled guilty to domestic violence, which occurred July 1st.
That's the only point I want to make today, Ms. Martinez.
Yep.
As a result of your failing to turn over, as this court has ordered, the court is going to remand you to the Calhoun County Sheriff, where you will remain incarcerated until such time as the child is turned over to the plaintiff.
Okay.
So you can go with the deputy.
As I'm in court, how am I to allow the plaintiff to know where our minor child is?
You're going to have to make your phone call and make sure that whoever, where the child is, that the child is turned over. But at this point, you will remain incarcerated until such time as the child is enforcing the orders that are in existence at this time.
Is the court going to investigate because of the domestic violence?
Not investigate. Other
the
agencies,
FOC handbook said it.
other agencies investigate, CPS investigates, the police investigate, the court does not investigate.
And I was just wondering, because the FOC handbook says that the court would investigate. if
Court
they-
will order that the child be turned over to him immediately,
Okay.
forthwith, and that he will have the child for the 63 days that he has been denied as make-up parenting time. Yes.
I can have my ride here. Cindy, go get the minor child and bring her here within a half hour. She is only about 5 minutes from here. If the court can wait a half hour, I can have her here in a half hour.
Well, okay, I'll have the deputy take you. He can take
Can you
you
go
to the
Bella?
holding tank, and then we'll see that the child.
I'm sorry, should she bring Bella here to this
You can
courtroom?
do that when you go to jail, figure.
I can. There's a personal protection order against him and he continues to address me. When my friend Cindy goes to get Bella, should she bring her here to this courtroom?
Bring her back to the court. In fact, what we'll do is we'll have Ms. Sharp and her client, they can be out in a conference room and the child can be turned over to them. And at that time, once Ms. Sharp confirms that he has the child, then we will allow your release.
Sure.
Okay?
Can you do that for me, please? Thank you.
It's been turned over to your client, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, she's in the
Okay.
hallway.
Court will again reiterate that the child will remain with the plaintiff in this matter for the next 63 days for the makeup parenting time. And thereafter, the parties will then comply with the current order that's in place. Anything else, Ms. Sharp?
The only issue would be, Your Honor, is that the child goes to school and the school has given my client a hard time before because it didn't say that it was his parenting time at that time. It's going to be probably the next 7 days since I have to do a 7-day order for it to go into place. So there is concern that the child won't be able to go to school because he can't drop off and pick up based off of what they believe is the current order, not. So but we just want to make sure she still can go to school somehow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to add that in the order in case, it's necessary, because you're going to have the child for 63 days, so you'll need it. So but the fact is that he does have opportunity or does have the right to take the child, pick up the child and be involved in the schooling. He would have that right anyway pursuant to MCL 722.30.
Yes.
Ma'am, don't shake your head unless you know the law.
If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Male Reality Lessons.
What are you seeking today? Because, ma'am, this is the same thing that's been litigated that I started back in, I think it was.
Because it should have never been able to been filed in the first place, and it also should have never been granted because it had no grounds or no
I'm
means
sorry,
to
but I
file
granted
it.
it, then the judge upheld it, the judge did something else to uphold it, and again, and I'm upholding it again. It's a court order. You just don't seem to agree that the court order should be issued because you don't think it should. I'm enforcing a judgment that you signed. You signed it. You agreed to it. At that time, on August 24, you agreed to it. And you agreed to the fact that the house would be immediately listed for sale, and it didn't, all right?
That's
And
not
there's
just
nothing I
on
can
me.
get
That's on the
done.
defendant as well.
There is nothing that I can get done, according to Mr. Cox. The realtor is saying, I can't even do 4 showings today? Is that
That's
what
not
you're
true. Your Honor, they're having excuses after excuses when they've had multiple.
You've had
opportunities.
excuses after excuses why you do not
They
follow
have-
the court order.
They did not enforce the court order. They did not, Mr. Donaldson did not tell
Okay,
me.
then that's what we should do. I should order the police to go out and remove you.
Gotcha, bitch.
Because then they will follow the court order, okay? They want you removed from the home. And if that's what you're asking for, just
No, that's not why I would not want to put my children in that position. I would not ask for that. And I don't think Mr. Donaldson would be asking
he
to put his
doesn't want
children in
to,
that
but
position.
he's running out
He
of
has
options.
children.
He'll
So
stay
even
there
whatever
until
his
you
personal
just
things are,
decide you're
it's not in the
tired
best
of it.
interest of the children.
Mr.
This is
Cox,
also
what
a
is your relief that you're
family-related
asking
issue.
for today?
Or I'm asking that she be removed from the home today. We've got to try to get these 4 showings in. And I'm not trying to add more fuel to
The
the fire
showings
here,
are
but
already scheduled. They're
Try
already
not to
scheduled.
interrupt
I've been
you.
in communication
I
with
just
the realtor.
asked
They're
Mr.
already
Cox, ma'am.
and confirmed.
Silence. I'm going to mute you. Mr. Cox,
Your Honor, one of my obligations under the judgment is the child has a disability that provides him with a trust that provides income to the child of $3,600 a month. I haven't even been able to deal with that with the probate judge, as Judge Hillary ordered me to. And she is simply collecting the child's money every month, not working, and obstructing the sale of this house. Your Honor, this is...
There you have it. She's not working and she's staying rent free.
We're at a desperate need here
What
because
does
we
that
can
have to
move
do
them.
with this order while we're here today? First, you're bringing up the
And you're
child
bringing
support
up everything
order
under the
that
sun, and that is not
that is
inappropriate.
related
It has
to the
nothing
issues
to
today.
do with it. It is enforcing
Exactly.
a court order. Enforcing a court order, and you're supposed to be out of there. And that is a
That
court
court
order.
also enforced him to do things that he has not done either. That the court has
latest
just put a
order,
blind eye to. He's supposed to pay the portion of my car. He has not done that.
And that
also
isn't what
is a
we're
court
here
order.
for.
It's a
Stop.
court order.
Just mute her. Mr. Cox, I muted her because this is just going nowhere, and it's hit my office and Judge Hillary's office over and over. We've done everything to try and be reasonable, and she just won't do it. Now, I don't know that Mr. Donaldson wants her put out in the street today. I don't know. I'm assuming you're asking for costs for this motion now too.
We are, Your Honor, and it's horrible to say that. I mean, he doesn't want her put on the street, but he knows that we just have no choice. We can't get this house sold. She's going to stop everything that we try to get it sold.
All right, Mr. Cox, I muted her because this is just going nowhere, and it's hit my office and Judge Hillary's office over and over. We've done everything to try and be reasonable, and she just won't do it. Now, I don't know that Mr. Donaldson wants her put out in the street today. I don't know. I'm assuming you're asking for costs for this motion now too.
We are, Your Honor, and it's horrible to say that. I mean, he doesn't want her put on the street, but he knows that we just have no choice. We can't get this house sold. She's going to stop everything that we try to get it sold.
Can you check with your realtor and see today if she can at least get 4 showings in today? Does she have the ability to do that?
We don't have the key to the house to get in the house.
There's no key to the house because Mrs. Donaldson won't give it to her. She said she went on a trip and can't give her the key today, so the 4 showings wouldn't happen.
All right, well, this is her motion to object to the ex parte order. I find her motion to be frivolous. It's the same thing that I have done and Judge Hillary has done on this case since this started. And I think the first hearing was probably back in September 21st. I think at that point her counsel was also there, and there were attempts to do, change things. I don't think an order actually got entered, written order, because of objections and stuff until November. On this matter, there's been an ex parte order for exclusive use and possession, attorney's fees. Plaintiff is not permitted in the house without written permission. Mr. Donaldson, I want you to raise your right hand. That would be your other right hand. You solemnly swear from testimony given in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, put your hand down. Have you given her permission to reside there for some period of time?
Yes, until the house sold. Yes, I did allow. I was giving her permission to stay in there, but with all these back and
How
forth,
recently did you give her that permission?
it was a couple of weeks ago.
And if you've given her permission to stay there, you've given her permission to stay there. How
Yeah.
long?
Well, until the house sold. But it's like she's blocking from the house to get sold.
Oh, I see it again. You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
So I have no choice but to say, hey, she got.
Are you revoking your permission then?
Yes.
As of today?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Cox?
Your Honor, if there's any hope that we believe she could demonstrate a single shred of cooperation with the realtor, but she can't. It's impossible.
I know,
See,
but
yeah.
I know, but right now I'm saying he is entitled to it, but he let her stay there. All right, and I believe him because he's under oath and everything. He said he gave permission, but he's revoking it as of today, and that should be put in writing to her from him. And then, I mean, she's learning of it today. Ma'am, I'm probably going to give you like a week to move out because he's revoking his permission today unless he gives you other written permission.
Can she be ordered to cooperate with the showings, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes. Ma'am, you're going to be, you're muted. I can't hear you. I'll unmute you in a minute, but you cannot stop talking when I'm talking or anything, even when I'm doing that. You are ordered to cooperate with the showings that are scheduled for today. You said that they were scheduled. You are ordered to do that. You are ordered to get the keys or availability for those showings today and any other showings that this realtor schedules. You'll give her whatever is necessary to get in and do the appropriate showings. You will not in any way cause damage or something to the house to make it less saleable. I'm denying your motion today regarding your objection to the ex parte order that remains in effect. And as I say, I will give you 7 days to get out of the house unless something else is brought up by Mr. Donaldson and he agrees to some other time or something like that. Mr. Donaldson, I got to tell you this. You can't come in and ask that she be removed and then at the same time give her permission. You either give her permission and you work with her or you don't. And if she doesn't do it, I'm giving 7 days for her to be removed because you've revoked your permission at this point.
Here are my final thoughts. I know times are tough, and every time you get in a relationship, it's hard to tell which direction it's going to go. But if those two examples weren't enough to scare you straight, I don't think nothing will. Again, gentlemen, you have to vet women accordingly. And definitely don't bed down a woman unprotected if you don't see a real definite future, because that decision ultimately will be a life decision if she is pregnant and has your child. But I want to hear from you in the comment section. Give me your thoughts and opinions on this particular topic or any other topic here on Male Reality Lessons. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a good day.